Let's turn to Clackamas County Chair Tootie Smith. The counties have the unique role of running the public health departments, but what's happening in Clackamas County is different than what's happening in Multnomah County, in Portland. What is your county seeing, and are you doing anything differently in Clackamas County?
Well, as the public health authority, all counties are public health authority, right? Just to let folks know. In Clackamas County, we're establishing a system of care that looks at the treatment of recovery. We're adopting a recovery model. We have brought in officials and the leading health experts in North America at a summit last week in Clackamas County. We have developed a program. We have targeted certain areas, for instance, a stabilization center. Police goes out and arrests somebody. Yes, I would agree. They don't belong in prison. They need to be stabilized. They need to be evaluated. Where do they go? And so it's an entire system of care that needs to be adopted. When Measure 10 was passed, I believe voters didn't fully understand what would happen and how hugely addictive these drugs are. Yes, I support the marijuana portion that gives dollars, but I do not support decriminalization because there is no carrot. There is no reason why a person should go into recovery unless you make them do it. There is no choice, as Dr. Sharon Myron to my left just said. There is no choice with that. So you get them in a recovery system. We are able in Clackamas County with we have a special funding source, as the other two counties do, to use some of this money to develop programs. And it is a health crisis where doctors need to be in charge at the top level, directing how people get off drugs into recovery. And it's going to take a long time. We're talking residential treatment where people will be in treatment centers for at least a year. Measure 110 didn't look at that way. I believe voters were duped. I believe voters did not realize what they were passing. They thought they were doing a good thing. But in Clackamas County, we are referring to the May ballot. Two questions. Should the governor call a special session and repeal Measure 110? And two, should Clackamas County legislators repeal 110 and fix it? Because unless we don't, this state is lost, and I fear Clackamas County will go along the way of Portland. Clackamas County shares a 10-mile border with Portland, and we see the element coming in, and we're fighting it as strong as we can. But Portland also needs to step up to the plate. They have more dollars than we do. They need to establish their own recovery systems and use the existing resources that they have, and they are not doing that.
Smith, the chance to respond to Tara Hurst earlier.
Well, I believe I was mischaracterized. Last month, the Clackamas County Board of Commissioners allocated $80 million for the treatment recovery of this addiction, along with the homeless situation. So Clackamas County, all county governments are the boots on the ground, are the treatment centers, but unless a person is coerced, or I shouldn't say coerced, but coaxed into this, they're not going to do it on their own. I don't believe people want to be addicts for any stretch of the imagination. I believe they need help. They need to be approached. They need to be asked to come in, and they need to be realize that there are consequences to their actions. They need to be held accountable, and they cannot be living on the streets and open-air drug scenes.
Okay, so